she texts me from multiple numbers.
I didn't know who she was because we never met.
She's leaving out a key element to the story.
And what was the key element?
She went back and deleted her IG.
Let me see the proof.
It does dishearten me that she would think that I would be the type of person that would rip a dog out of a child's arm.
My son is hurt. He's 6 and he's out of his therapy dog. You're hurt, my son is hurt. But you know, he had an owner.
Plaintiff Laquana Steele claims the defendant ruined her first baby shower. She's suing for $112 for breach of contract. Defendant, Aldrena Ellis, claims she did exactly what she was hired to do and is countersuing for $2,025 for design costs and emotional distress.
Give us the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Case 45 on the docket, Steele versus Ellis.
Okay, we have the plaintiff, Ms. Steele, and you are suing the defendant, Ms. Ellis, in the amount of $112 for breach of contract. And Ms. Ellis, you are countersuing in the amount of $2,025, $25 for the value of an invitation and $2,000 for emotional distress.
Yes, Judge.
All right, well, let's start with you.
I was having my first baby shower for my first baby, and she ruined my first baby shower that I could never get back. So I wanted my baby shower decorated, and I reached out to her through a friend that referred me because she decorates so nice for the Chicagoland.
Did you ever meet her in person, or you were looking on a computer?
I never met the defendant in person. I had went on her Facebook. I saw just her work, and then I had text her and I told her, I'm having a baby shower. I want you to come out and decorate. I like your work, and that's how we were able to like communicate up until the day of my event.
Yeah.
So she texted me back saying a most popular package that she has is for $700. So I'm like, okay, that's reasonable, and I was gonna go with that. But around October 8th, I had made up my mind saying I just want chair covers, centerpieces, and tablecloths. So she quoted me $400, and I do have...
She quoted you, and you're gonna show me.
Yes.
She quoted you $400 for chair covers, a centerpiece,
and tablecloths.
and tablecloths.
Correct. So these are the text messages where I reached out to her, and here is the payment of everything. So that was in September when I
Okay, let me just look at this for a second. These are your texts to her.
Yes, I'm the
when
blue,
you're
she's
asking,
the gray.
You say here, good morning. I think for the baby shower decorations, I'm just gonna go with tables, chairs, centerpieces without any balloon arcs, block letters, or sweet table.
Correct.
So you're still not saying tablecloths, right?
Oh, I said tables, but...
Oh, so when you said tables, you were meaning tablecloths.
Tablecloths, yes.
She's saying she got the chair covers and she got the centerpieces, but for the $400 she paid, she didn't get the tablecloths.
Yes. The problem that I had with Laquana is she texts me from multiple numbers. She had multiple orders, and her first contact with me was in like September, October.
Yeah.
But the shower wasn't until February.
Okay.
So each time she contacted me, she had a different order. Each time she contacted me, she had a different number. She would contact me on social media one minute, and the next minute she would text me, and she'll say, hey, this is another number I'm calling from. So in the confusion, I originally thought she still went with the first order, because what I do is close.
And what was the first order?
The full package.
Okay.
So the messages that I was reading was from her original order, which was for the original package.
Okay,
So
and that
closer
was
to-
a whole bunch of things beyond
Yes.
just those three. What happened the day of?
So
You
the day-
show up and you
yes,
see what?
The day of, mind you, it's snowing in Chicago. So I arrived like 5 minutes late. I get there. She's not even dressed in like business, casual attire. So I didn't know who she was because we never met. So
What difference does that make?
she comes up to me and she say, "Are you gonna leave your tables blank?" And I'm like, "Huh?" I'm like, at first it didn't dawn on me because I'm rushing, it's snowing. So I'm like, I can go get tablecloths. She said, mine are $7. You have 16 tables. So when I did the math, that averaged out to 112, which is why I'm suing her. So I get to the dollar store. I'm leaving my event.
Well, did you have the tablecloths with you?
Yes, we keep supplies in the van.
Okay,
The thing that,
so
look,
if the deal was that she would get the chair covers, the centerpiece, and the tablecloths, and the last quote was $400, why not just bring the tablecloths out, put it on, and we don't have a
because that
problem?
wasn't our last arrangement. She's leaving
That
out a
was-
key
no,
element
that-
to
And
the
what was the
story.
key element?
The chair covers are $3 a piece.
Yes.
She
The
didn't say that.
centerpieces, I charged her $10 a piece.
Yes.
She had 100 chairs, which was $300.
And I
and
had-
the 10 centerpieces was $100 a piece. So she had told me her order because on IG, we talked about
No, we didn't talk
how
about on
much
Instagram.
the items were.
We didn't
She
talk
went
on
back
Instagram
and
at all.
deleted her IG because the $400 number, we need to know how many of each item. I wouldn't just tell you 400 and I get there and you have 1,000 chairs.
It's your business, right? And if it's your business, and here's this woman, it's her first baby, this is her big moment, this is the day of the party, whatever, you kind of got to know if you're going to charge her $400, before you seal the deal, you say, let me be very clear now.
I did.
The $400 is going to be just for this, but not the tablecloth.
I did. I
Then
have
why
proof of
didn't
that.
you say, let me see the proof?
I got proof that she knew my order.
Okay, wait a
Okay,
second, I'm
that's
talking to
fine.
her now.
This is the final order from her. This is text messages from her.
2 days before the shower, she says, I only paid $400, not the $700. I thought it was just for the chair covers and centerpieces. All right.
Right.
Exactly.
When she texted me, I was at work and I screenshot her back the original quote of $400 where it said tables, chair covers, and centerpieces. And just because I changed my number, she even reiterated to me before I paid her off. Here's what I have you
All
down
right.
for: table
Here's what-
covers.
Okay. All right. Here's what's very clear to me. You're both texting each other. You're both sending emails to each other, and you're crossing each other
Right.
in messages.
If
The
you-
point is, in order for there to be a contract, there has to be a meeting of the minds. You both have to have the same concept of what you've agreed to. Now, you're countersuing her for $25 for the electronic invitations,
Yes.
which you made.
A digital
and
invitation.
she has a text where she's saying she'll just stick with the ones she got.
Yes.
Okay. And you wouldn't have, if you thought that she should have paid you $25 for that, you would have charged her $425, not $400.
Correct.
Right? And you only charged her $400. I'm dismissing that part of the suit, and we're down to the $2,000 for emotional distress. I'm not going to make her pay you $2,000 for a business deal that went south because of bad communication. You will admit, because this is your business, there's a lot of miscommunication in this business. Normally, it's not handled like this. Before you show up, you make sure there's a signed agreement that this is exactly what I'm getting for the $400. Are you
Honor,
sure?
I sent that to her.
Okay, but I don't see any signed document where she's agreeing
didn't
to that.
sign, that's true.
And therefore, I'm going to dismiss both cases.
I would like to give
But
her a peace offering for her baby.
I accept it, thank you.
That's very nice.
Yes, I would want a contract because when I had a contract with the other decorators that came out to the event, we never had a miscommunication.
After my experience with Laquana, we have developed the invoice system, which is more ironclad. We no longer go just off of social media, and we do go off of the last order that we received.
Plaintiff Yushika Kelly claims the defendant stole her son's emotional support dog. She's suing for $1,500 or the return of the dog. Defendant Jamie Plemmons claims she spent months searching for the dog's owner, and the police told her she could keep the dog. She says she owes nothing.
Do you swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Case 68 on the docket, Kelly versus Plemmons.
We have the plaintiff, Ms. Kelly.
Hi.
Hi. And you are suing the defendant, Ms. Plemmons, for the value or the return of a dog. Why don't you tell me about it?
I'm here today because Jamie claims to be a dog lover, but she's actually a white privileged dog thief. In May of 2018, my son had surgery, and the doctors recommend that he gets a therapy dog.
How old is your son?
6.
He's 6 years old, okay.
Yes, and he had heart surgery, and he's undergoing medical therapy even as we speak because of his heart surgery he had a year ago. In October of 2018, a relative who was staying with me at the time was gonna take the dog for a walk. He chained the dog outside of our house. He came back out, the dog was missing. The leash was left there, but the dog was gone. We made a police report. I put flyers out, and I called 2 animal shelters looking for the dog, and we never got any hits on the dog. My son was really sad about this dog because he does have heart surgery. He can't keep up with the other kids. This dog was his best friend. Like, this was his medical therapy dog.
How long did he have the dog?
3 months before
Okay.
the dog went missing. So in March, me and my son is outside in the yard, and Jamie and her husband Ben is walking past the yard.
How long was this after the dog had left?
5 months.
So 5 months after the dog has been missing.
Jamie and Ben, they're walking down the street with the dog, and the dog is barking and urging to come into our yard.
The dog was
So-
not. Sorry,
Okay,
Your Honor.
I don't know how
I'm
we-
going to give you, yeah, I will give you a chance.
The
to
dog was
respond.
urging into the yard, and she asked us, did we want to see the dog? We immediately dropped to our knees. We said, oh my God, this is our dog. You know, I'm so happy you found him. You know, thank you guys. You know, we've been missing him. You know, the whole spiel about the dog. And she also expressed to me too that she had the dog since October. You know, she found him. She grew very attached to the dog, and she loved him. I didn't want to get her upset. I didn't want to get my son upset right then and there. She stays 4 houses down the street from me.
What's the dog's name?
Scooter?
Scooter.
Yes.
You, I assume, gave it a different name because you wouldn't know.
Jose.
Jose.
Yeah.
Okay. We have video of the dog as well. So let's see
Yes.
the dog we're talking about here.
He has the cone on because my mother paid for the veterinarian work that needed to be done because the dog had had no vet care.
Okay.
Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Goodbye.
It really disheartens me that you think I would be the kind of
I don't care
person.
about you being hurt. So,
Oh, well,
go on.
there's no, whoa.
My son is hurt. He's 6 and he's out of his therapy dog. You're hurt, my son is hurt.
It does dishearten me that she would think that I would be the type of person that would rip a dog out of a child's arm.
Yeah.
I am not. I have run an animal rescue for
Yeah.
over a decade now. I know the proper steps to take when you find an animal to ensure that you can find the proper owners. We walk that dog every day. I had that dog since October. And I filed a police report. I called the Humane Society. He's registered there. Here's the police report that I filed.
And this was filed
That was
on the
October 28th. And if you see at the bottom there, they clearly stated to me, the police told me that give it 30 more days looking for the owner because it was clear that I had gone to every length. And
That's true. So it does say here, for 30 days, if they do not hear.
right, then consider the dog mine. So that was in November, that was October, end of October. So
Yeah.
first thing we did was we took him to the vet, see if he had a microchip. He did not have a microchip. He did not have tags. He just had a simple black collar from any Target. So then I thought,
Let you know he had an owner because he
Okay,
had
okay.
a collar.
Well, she's talking now. She
Okay.
didn't interrupt you. Okay.
so then we went from the vet, we drove around the neighborhood, and we thought, he's such a small little dog. He only weighs 3.8 pounds. He's a little designer dog. He's a Yorkshire Terrier Chihuahua mix. She says, this looks like a dog that we used to have, that I was planning on surrendering, and I had a baby, and I had a kid that just went through heart surgery, and it was too much for her. So she told us, and my witness can attest to this, that she had planned on surrendering this dog anyway.
Can you vouch for that statement?
Absolutely. She had explained that several times to us. Even after we had been there, she had stated the fact that this is, this may or may not have been my dog. Her son, with his surgery, her daughter was being new. She was trying to take care of the daughter.
I never surrendered the dog to them, and I never told them that I was going to surrender the dog. She said, did I follow up with the police about a missing dog report? I told her no, and she was like, well, if you would have followed up with the police and contacted the Humane Society, you would have found the dog. I said I did what I did, and I told her I didn't follow up because my son had had heart surgery in May.
I see.
I had a car accident that I was just recovering from August 6th, I was in a critical car accident. I'm still going to physical therapy for that accident. So I did disclose to her I was having a hard time with my accident, my son's heart surgery, and having a new baby. But that does not give her the reason to be like, oh, because you're having a hard time, we'll just take the dog off your hand. If I was planning on surrendering the dog, which I wasn't, I would not have surrendered it to her.
I'm assuming we're all agreeing that is we're talking about the same dog in question.
I am not for certain that this is her dog. In that same very first meeting, she had said to us that she was happy that somebody so caring had found the dog, and she was happy that the dog was being cared for. And then she said we could have the dog.
Yeah, you certainly didn't hate them then.
No, I didn't.
Right.
I had no reason to think she was gonna steal the dog after this.
I was not going to return an animal to somebody that was simply claiming to be an owner. I asked her if she had any paperwork, and she said to our faces that she had absolutely no paperwork for this dog.
There's a 6-year-old kid,
Please.
and the kid believes that's his dog. And there's certainly a good reason to believe it is his dog. Not 100%, we didn't take a DNA, but I guess I'm almost appealing to you to give that kid that dog is going to bring as much peace and joy, I think, ultimately, when we're all judged, to you as winning a lawsuit.
And I also want to bring this police report where she says, she states the dogs need emergency surgery. He's in South Dakota with my mother getting surgery done. Plymouth states that after the surgery, she will return the dog to Kelly. So there was never any debate before this day that this was my dog and that she had no intentions of returning this dog.
I said I needed proof of ownership.
Kelly stated that she wanted the dog back, but the defendant stated that the dog needed emergency surgery and was in South Dakota with her mother getting the surgery done. The defendant then stated that after the surgery, she would return the dog to Kelly. Oh.
She never denied not returning the dog until the day she got it chipped and decided she wasn't going to return the dog.
All right, the dog goes back to the plaintiff.
You know, white people need to know they are not above the law. So I'm very happy with justice today.
She's trying to make this a racial issue, and it's not a racial issue at all. It has nothing to do with white privilege, and if anyone is privileged, it's certainly not me. I mean, it's crazy to take it to that level. I'm very upset. I'm shaking. I'm trying not to cry. Honestly, I've had that dog longer than she ever did. I feel it's totally unfair that I should have to give the dog back.
She knows that that's my dog. We talked about this, you know, several times. You know, she's hurt now, we've been hurt, so feelings return.
She just makes a remark because we're walking down the street and tries to take my dog away from me. I just think it's ridiculous.
The judge has ruled and the dog is returning home with us.
Thanks for watching. Now please approach the bench. The way I look at it, you have two options here. Option A, watch more Judge Jerry. Option B, watch more Jerry Springer. The choice is yours. Now get out of my courtroom. You have more clips to watch. And don't forget to subscribe.